We also have a special guest today, and we're going to talk a little about him. We also have a champion, Zach Foushee. I'm not going to say too much about Zach. He's going to come up here and speak a little bit, and do a little Q and A. But I wanted to highlight a little bit of his performances before he comes up and speaks. So I went through hole by hole. As some of you with match play, you know it's not really an accurate score. Sometimes you pick up or whatever. But for him to be able to perform as well as he did for 3 straight years is just incredible. And I've got all the scores up there that you can look at. I think he was 39 under par for the entire week. And he was 29 under at Oswego Lake, and he was 20 under at Pumpkin Witch Hollow. So 3 straight years of just dominating performances. In his finals, he was 8-7, 10-8, 10-8. And this year, he finally was the medalist, and he won. So it was just a complete domination. And to win 3 straight, it's not very easy to do. It's only been done twice in the history of 100 years. Last time it was done was by Frank Golf almost 90 years ago, something like that. So that's very, very rare. So I just want to have Zach come up here. He's ready. Thank you.
Wow, what an introduction. I didn't know those scores, but I just want to say thanks for having me here, and thanks for giving up your golf course in June. I know it's tough because I think it's in May. Typically, you guys punch, or most courses around here punch, and that's a week of golf that you guys miss out on. So I just want to say thank you from all the players that we could.
Yes. So I played golf with Zach the first time, and he wowed me with just how consistent he was hitting the golf ball. And he was like hitting his driver, and he's like, I don't know if it's going a little right or it's going left, and we're like winning. He's like, it's going a little right or left, and I was talking with his friend Henry Westcott, who he won the Northwest Pro-Am, that he won. He shared a little story that they were out there winning the tournament. And he comes up to Zach, and Zach comes up to him and he goes, yeah, I'm feeling something weird in my, like, you give lessons, like, I'm feeling something in my right arm. He's like, dude, we're winning. What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just me being picky. It's just the way I've always done it. And it's honestly, it's a fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did have something going on with my swing. Hunter played great, and yeah, we ended up getting it done.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to do a little bit of your history. You started playing the game of golf. What was kind of the thing that got you really excited early on to be like, I think this is going to be my sport?
Well, originally, basketball was my favorite sport. And then I looked at my mom, who's 4'10", and knew that wasn't going to be an option. I actually tried out for my high school freshman basketball team. I moved from Tiger to Westland, and freshman coach cut me, and I was pretty good at basketball. I was a shooter. And he's like, dude, you're not gonna, I mean, this is kind of mean to say, but he's like, you're not gonna play later in life, you know, in college or whatnot. He's like, I know you're good at golf, so stick to that. And so I did, and it paid off. So, yeah, basketball was my first love.
Yeah, that's my sport too. So lot of competitive and hand-eye coordination, all that. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit of your story through golf. So you got a scholarship at the University of Oregon, is that correct?
Yeah.
And talk me through about kind of your career at the University of Oregon, highlighted by a
championship.
Yes.
Yeah, well, in high school, whenever, I think it was sophomore year, when you start deciding on where to go to school, I was actually committed to BYU for verbally committed for 6 to 8 months. Grew up Mormon, the whole thing. Parents got a divorce. I decided this wasn't going to be the right path for me, and I called Casey Martin and I said, "Hey, do you have a spot for me?" Originally, it was a better scholarship, but he squeezed some things around at the time, and he got me a decent scholarship at the time. What was the question?
Well, something happened while you were part of the Ducks.
The championship. Yeah, that was senior year, but yeah, I mean, it was the best decision of my life to switch to go to Oregon. Freshman year, it was a little shaky. I mean, you're so mature, and I don't know if any of you guys know Casey Martin, but he is intense. He'll make you mature very quickly. And growing up Mormon, I didn't drink until I got to college. And that was, he shaped us up pretty quick. And then senior year, we had a good team, a year or two before that, but then Aaron came in, Aaron Wise, and it just kind of took off from there. We had a pretty bad fall that year, but we knew if we got to regionals, if we got past regionals, we were going to host the NCAA's at Eugene Country Club. And we ended up playing good at regionals, our final round, and got through. And that was a special week in 2016. I graduated that year. It was my birthday that week, and we won the championship. So.
Against Will Hostler on the final night. It was a really tough match for him.
Yeah, that was a bummer. That was a bummer. I mean, he was one of the best players in the country at the time. And
he was hurt. Right?
Yeah, he was hurt. But the problem was he warmed up the whole thing. I thought I was ready to go.
Yeah.
Or I warmed up at least. He was getting work done in the trainer's room.
I think we should do that for the Ryder Cup and all the gloves too.
Yeah, I call it the Foushee rule, but really it's probably the Hostler rule. But now you can bring a substitute to the NCAA. So, yeah. So no half point, no full point.
Yeah, so he's a rules guy. He changes the rules of the game.
Yeah.
All right, so as I got to know you just a little bit, we played. Before that, you had just kind of come off the Canadian tour. You were playing, really good golf, like 66, 67, 68, and it was kind of an eye-opening experience, right?
Yeah, Canadian tour, yeah. Or just any professional golf at that level. Pretty good story I have actually is it was one of the tournaments up in Canada my first year. I teed off in the morning on Thursday and Friday afternoon, and the opposite way it goes Thursday afternoon, Friday morning. And I teed off and shot even par, wasn't that good of a round. And I believe it was Tyler Montgomery, that's his name, he's on tour now. He shot 10 under Thursday afternoon, and then Friday morning went out and shot 8 under. So before my second round, I was 18 shots back. I had a birdie every hole to be tied with him. Yeah. The whole would be pretty bad. But that was eye-opening. And those guys were really good out there. I mean, at every level. So.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, you can play. But that next level professional, I don't think people realize, there's just such a different, it's incredible. So anyways, you come back, you decide I'm going to get back to the amateur world. Sounds like that was a good decision.
Yeah. I'm having a blast playing amateur golf, but it's not for your living. It's a lot different. The pressure is way different. I don't think people really understand how expensive it is to go out and play professional golf. Like even up in Canada, when the Canadian dollar was 70 cents to the US dollar at the time, I mean, I was still spending $1,800 a week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you play 14 times, and then you play mini tour events and Q school, which is 10 grand. starts to add up, and that was ultimately the decision of turning the amateur game. It's just financially, it's just, you gotta have a lot of money to go out there and play.
Yeah, Ben Crane, he had like a 3-year commitment with all the Portland members, and that seemed to kind of,
Yeah,
he didn't get any status till like at the very, very end.
gotta give the time, or just take advantage of an opportunity you get.
Yeah, so I want to kind of switch gears here because we are here at Walton, very special place. Kind of walk us through, because you had some things going on before you even showed up to play. There was some things going on in your
Big
life.
event happened, my daughter was born on my birthday, actually, June 8th. Her name's Layla. She was expected to be here on June 12th. And I believe the Oregon game started on the 14th. So it was not looking good, early on. And then as we got closer to everything, she decided to come 4 days early on June 8th. And that was the hardest part of that 2-week span, was convincing my wife to let me. But labor went great, and we figured it out. I have parents here and lots of stuff. But yeah, that made the whole tournament obsolete in my head. I didn't even think about a 3-peat once. I was just trying to figure out how to hold a baby, change diaper, give a bottle. I didn't know how to do any of that stuff.
There's something that happens to you when you have a child.
Yeah.
That's really cool that you have that perspective. Because I think a lot of people would be feeling the pressure. You want to be able to do something this historic. Like, it really hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Other than like 100 years ago almost. So
I feel like if you think that way, you're just not going to accomplish it. You put too much pressure on yourself. And I've had people come up to me and tell me I look, just calm out there. It was probably because I was getting 2 hours of sleep. But yeah, it was just it was at the back of my head.
yeah, so you had one of your friends kind of give you a tip. I was listening to some of the comments you made afterwards. And it was about just kind of how you approach the game and how it's changed over the years. I used to watch a lot of collegiate players, and it was like everybody just going for the flag, and you're just like short side. You're like, man, these guys have so much talent that they just shoot 75s. It could be a 68 or 69. And I kind of was like, listen to your comments. Do you want to share kind of what that was that kind of helped you kind of refocus or potentially give you this obviously incredible scoring achievement?
Yeah, I would say, it was a culmination of a lot of stuff, but watching Robbie Ziegler play, he's played in, I think, 14 or 15 USGA events. Wow. I think the key is just not to play towards the flag and just keep the flag as like a reference point to your target. So play away from trouble and just be smart. Especially in Oregon, the courses are pretty short. So you're going to have a lot of wedges in, par 5s that are reachable, and birdies will come to you. And I think when you just start pushing your game too much, then you start making mistakes. And that's, in match play, for me, I just hate giving up holes. You just can't give up a hole. If you do, then it lets the other guy back in. And,
You did okay with it.
Yeah. That pumpkin was pretty good. I was never down in a match.
Yeah, that second year got really close. You almost lost that first match.
Yeah, I've been playing good.
I do want to put on my teaching hat just a little bit. All of you that are listening to this, you already said, right? Don't go for every flag. He's probably playing. Well, I think he is playing the best amateur golf of anybody, and he's saying, "Don't go for the flag."
I do have a stat that I want to share.
Yes, please.
See if you guys can guess the difference between a scratch golfer and a 13 handicap birdie-wise per round. Paige, give me your answer.
4 birdies.
1.3. So a scratch golfer makes 1 1/3 more birdies than a 13 handicap per round.
Not
So
with the sandbaggers out here at 12.
So the difference is
We're
people,
talking gross. They don't-
the 13 handicaps make big numbers and or a lot of bogeys, and that's typically hitting it out of play, but usually it's just from being like just back further from the hole. So if I can give any tips, it's just hit the gym this winter, hit the ball further, hit it as far as you can because your strokes will go down. Promise.
Very, 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 very.
Hardest hole for me? I mean, the one that was in my head the most was probably 19. Just because Brent did put an open stake in the middle of the fairway, felt like. 12's a hard drive. If you're hitting driver. Yeah, probably those two holes. I'd say.
What was the first one? 14?
19 ball.
Oh, 19.
Both team balls.
You said
on
19
balls.
full.
You said 19 balls.
No, not 19. I can do that.
Okay, so, you got a lot of experience with tournaments. Really appreciate your insight into the game. I remember playing with you and I made a couple of errors and you could just hear, I could just feel your presence of like, Chris, what are you doing? Like, yeah,
No judgment.
I know. We were playing golf club and it's easy to pick on the wrong spot. So, anyways, so we kind of transitioned from your round in that week. I want you to kind of, these are the 12 members, it's their course. They probably have their own perspective of their golf course. But I want you to, speak upon your experience here as it relates to how you play all the golf courses that you played throughout the country competitively. How does Flawless stand up? Or what do you think?
Well, I mean, this place is always in spectacular shape. You guys got to give your super raise. This place is.
I agree with
It's always clear that the fairways are always perfect, and spots really, the greens are firm, quick. I think one downside to this place, if I'm just being honest, is it's too short for at least at the Oregon Am. The way they set it up, I mean, some of the guys, I was able to reach a third of the holes under regulation. And so you just don't see that at like USGA events and all this stuff. I understand we're landlocked and most golf courses around Oregon have that problem. But yeah, throughout the country, Northeast golf is like the pinnacle of golf. They got so much land out there, it's so much different. But I love this place. This is it's top 3 for me in the state, just primarily because it's always in great condition.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have my list, a short list, it's like 5 golf courses that are member owned private. I feel like 12th fits right in there. So,
Yes, it's a special place.
and I also think the condition, just can't rate enough about what is actually happening out there. So, I guess finally, you have this unique perspective of the game, being a competitor, and trying to stay one shot at a time, and not like getting ahead of yourself. And I know we all kind of struggle with that at times. So, you're here. We would love to kind of what's your little, not secret, but how do you get yourself mentally and everything ready? Because this is not normal to win 3 straight. That's not a normal thing. There's got to be something inside of you.
There's no secret, I promise. I think for me, I have an advantage because I've played for 29 years and competitively for 23 years. So I've been doing it for a long time. I think that makes a big difference, especially when it's a little higher stakes. But really, I try to not, I care, obviously, I'm competitive, I want to win, but I try to just not care. Like, if I hit a bad shot, I know I'm good enough to make 3 to 5 birdies per round. And, you know, if I make a bogey or hit a bad shot, then I just got to move on. So I know it's not going to be like, well, hopefully it's not going to be kind of a consistent thing, but there's really no secret. I think it's just experience, and I care a lot about winning. It's in my personality. I don't know.
It's really, I was talking with Bruce Stewart, he's a teacher of the year.
Yeah.
And he was talking about when you have a difficult shot, and teaches it to all the students and why they're so great, is that like, how do you prepare yourself for that next shot and be excited when you're in trouble? Kind of like what you're saying, kind of letting it go. And
You just got to reset.
kind of reset your mind, be able to
Go to your happy place.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like you want to win so bad, right? And like, how do you not get yourself ahead?
Yeah, you just got to stay present. Oh, you start thinking of the past and the future, you're just going to psych yourself out.
So what gets you into that mode? How do you like?
I was going to say besides 6 high minutes.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't have an answer for you.
I would think you just kind of work on your ability to stay in the present. You say that how something you use.
Yeah, and just like I said, just not worrying about what happened in the past.
Yeah.
I think you just got to move on. You just got to accept that.
Yeah, just
get
like
it out of
that.
bounds.
Yeah, just like how you make a mistake and you move on. So, all right, does anybody else have any questions for Zach?
Yeah, you gonna make it 4 this year?
It's at Riverside next year. I just got wrist surgery on October 21st. I got a bone spur removed. So I'm hoping I can start playing again next year, early next year. I could probably do it now, but let me get some time. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Riverside, I don't typically play great there. Usually go.
Looks like it doesn't need to.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna dial back at that golf course and probably get some more driving irons off the tee. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Have another kid. All right, before we go, I want to say thank you to all of you for allowing me to be